Amp Media Production presents Gypsy Soul, your one-stop shop for letting out your inner gypsy. Join Denise Marsh as she brings on a variety of guests to share their artistic vision with the world.
Well, hello and welcome to another episode of Gypsy Soul. Happy Thursday, everyone. I hope you're having a great week. I hope you're getting ready for all of your holidays, whatever those are, and I hope you're feeling good about things. I wanted to touch a little bit on gratitude today, especially because it's the holidays, and whatever holiday you celebrate, you're grateful and you're loving. And this show is truly my baby. I feel like I've birthed the show. I feel like I'm raising it. I'm in love with the show and the passion that it brings me. And I wanted to thank all of you guys for tuning into the show, for sharing the show, and being such wonderful followers, because I really could not have the show without all of you. So I just wanted to stress that right away. And I also wanted to let you know that the show is running very smoothly because of the wonderful people that work here, all of the interns, because of Dawn and Freddie, and because of my wonderful sponsors. My sponsors keep everything running smoothly. I would not be able to do the show without them. Dr. Max of Max Health Chiropractic and Jen Cohen, his wife, run Max Chiropractic, and they are on the show once a month to tell us the wonderful things that are happening at Max Health Chiropractic. And today, Dr. Max returns to us, and he'll be talking about the different patients that he works with at his office, at his facility, from everything from working with babies to senior citizens to even athletes. So we'll really get a firsthand, all hands-on experience talking about that. We'll also be talking about some misconceptions that people have about the art of chiropractic. And we have some other things to share as well. So I'm looking forward to the show and looking forward to sharing Dr. Max with you again. And we will see you after a very short commercial break. See you in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. Bye.
Max Health Chiropractic, located in the heart of Wellington, Florida, is the area's premier chiropractic office. Dr. Max Cohen and our highly skilled team want to be your natural healthcare provider. Everyone should be able to move, work, and play at their best, regardless of age. We offer a wide range of advanced chiropractic techniques and therapies to eliminate pain, enhance performance, and improve mobility and function. Set your appointment with Max Health Chiropractic today.
And we're back with a very special guest, Dr. Max. How are you?
Good.
Good. Happy early holidays.
Thank you.
No Jen today, huh?
No Jen today.
Oh, she couldn't come. But she'll be here another time, right?
Yep.
So,
No Jen supervision today.
Yeah. But Jen was very helpful with questions.
Yes.
Okay. So, Dr. Max, the last time you were on the show, you mentioned one of your tenets or mission statements, that it's never too early or too late to start chiropractic.
Absolutely.
Can you go into that further? Can you elaborate?
Yeah, our mantra is we treat little babies to old ladies and everyone in between.
Oh, I like that better.
And yeah, that we do believe that, from childbirth, just as beautiful as childbirth is, it can also be very traumatic on the inside to a baby's frame. And that can create a stress response. So from that moment, we like to catch that early on and prevent, disease in the future, along with immobility problems.
How do you catch it early on? Is it when the woman is actually pregnant that you could start seeing things appear?
Not actually in the baby. I don't do that, but I do correct the alignment and function of the mother as she's pregnant throughout that pregnancy, which is
before the baby's even born?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
That's really important. We encourage that. And from that moment for the baby, after they're born, it's really important to be evaluated. And we do evaluate from head to tail, as we call it. And we just want to make sure that every segment is moving properly and there isn't a stress response in the brain as a result from immobility to the segments of the spine. That can manifest from that childbirth process.
So do you work alongside the doctor?
Yeah, we work with doctors, midwives, doulas, absolutely, through that process.
That's the home birth, right? The doula? I was reading a little
Sometimes,
bit about
yep,
that. Yeah.
Doulas, midwives also have hospital privileges. Our first son was actually guided through a doula and a midwife, but we also had him born in a hospital.
That's wonderful. So you all work together.
Yeah, so
I always wondered how that worked out.
I saw childbirth both in the hospital and at home, so
You're
I've
a pro. It's a lot to see.
Yeah.
Can't unsee any of that.
Can't unsee it.
So when you're dealing with a baby, you know, from before the birth to after the birth, is there are there special techniques that are different than when you would be dealing with like someone older? Like, do you have to be more gentle? Do you have to use different tools? Do you not use tools?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm glad you asked that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, well, with adults, we change the velocity of what we do, and with adults, we can use high velocity, low velocity type of mobilization for joints. For babies, it's very slow, very gentle, very rhythmic. When I'm actually adjusting a child, they can actually be screaming by the time I'm done, they're asleep. It's
that relaxing?
It's happened many times to Blake, actually, my youngest son. He would be yelling in the middle of the night, screaming, and I would just gently adjust him, and he would go to sleep, you know.
You know, my son Daniel had all sorts of like digestion issues. I wish I would have known you then, and I would have brought him to a chiropractor because he had colic and he had acid reflux, and I bet that would have cured him, or at least led to something.
It could help manage that, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So what about working with a senior citizen?
Yeah.
Like, how would that be different? Because obviously very sensitive bones,
Right.
just like a baby.
Yeah.
So how would you work with someone that was older and maybe their bones were, I don't want to say weren't functioning as well, but maybe they were aging bones, or like bone, or maybe bones that weren't as fragile and agile. How would you work with someone like that?
Well, first off, we always say, you know, everything we do starts with an exam, right? But before that, we have to do a very, you know, comprehensive case history. I have to know what medications they're on. I have to know what accidents, injuries, or traumas they've had in the past. All right, and then when we move forward with the exam, we put everything together. Now, our treatment approach is a lot different. We use instruments to apply an adjustment if that's what's needed. An adjustment is what we use to correct the mobility dysfunction in the joint. So if that is the case, we'll use very gentle and very precise instrumentation that's very gentle, and it offers so much more relief and mobility for that patient. And
even with arthritis, right? Even with
yeah, especially.
arthritis.
And we also use technology as well. You know, we use laser therapy, all right, to help warm up the tissue, help drive oxygen, and improve, you know, the health of the tissue and speed up that recovery process. And also we support it with home exercise. You know,
so they get practice.
Yeah.
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 And are there any times when you wouldn't see someone older?
Well,
Like,
it depends on what we're aiming at. Yeah. So when somebody has, you know, let's say cancer or something like that, you know, we can still work with patients during that disease process, but we have to scale, you know, our approach and our frequency and how we deliver, you know. And so a lot of times what we'll do is we'll use very slow, gentle, rhythmic type mobility tools, and we'll also combine that with some of our soft tissue techniques that we offer. And if, you know, and we also monitor that patient throughout the course of their treatment plan, which is actually in our office very short in duration for most folks.
Are their visits shorter than like the average person, so that they don't get too much?
Yeah, I mean, you mean the duration of their overall plan?
Yes.
That looks different for everybody, okay? And, you know, when patients do come in, we always say we never know what we're going to get.
Right.
You know? But, you know, we have some patients that are on the lower spectrum of complexity to higher complexity situations that do require lengthier and more involved modalities. You know, and for those type of cases, I really, you know, am involved with their doctor and, you know, in their experience with that.
So it's everyone collaborating and kind of working together.
Yeah, patients get better when we collaborate.
So in the world of chiropractic, there's a lot of misconceptions and misinterpretations.
Okay.
And I've heard it from sitting on buses with people to movie theaters, people talking about it. And some of the things that I've actually heard are that babies can get hurt. It's too early to start adjustments. And for senior citizens, that they have brittle bones and their bones shouldn't be touched at all. So how would you address these concerns?
Really good questions. Goodness, I like that. Well, with baby, have you ever seen childbirth?
I on TV.
Okay, on TV. Well, in real life, there's a lot of things that happen. You know, just naturally, just the compression of a baby's head, how it compresses, and then when the child goes through that canal, it expands. Just all of that. We want to make sure that everything's in alignment. All right. And there's nothing that we do in the evaluation process, and certainly in our delivery, that could ever possibly be traumatic. You know, just to give you an idea, for a baby, how much pressure I use with my hands on a vertebrae is the same amount of pressure that you would use if you were to close your eyes and then take your pat of your finger and just touch your eyelid, right?
That's very gentle.
Very, very gentle, you know? And that segment that's restricted, I hold it. I hold it and I just wait until it's released, you know? And the tail is obvious and evident with the baby's expression.
So there's a lot of focus involved. There's a lot of focus and a lot of precision.
A lot of care and
it's
attention.
almost like being a surgeon, but not being a surgeon.
Yeah,
like you have to have like technique. It's about because you
an
can't.
art.
Yeah, it's an art, and
It is, like
you
a
can't do
surgeon,
it the wrong way. You have to do it a
Right.
certain way, and you have to be precise. And
That's why I love chiropractic. That's why I love adjusting the spine, because you know every spine is different, and I get to apply that art, you know, to give that patient the best expression of mobility and life back, so they can live better.
I love that, giving them their life back. Whether they're just starting their life, they're in the middle of their life, or, you know, they're someone older and you know, maybe they're, I don't want to say close to the end, but, you know, their life is just different. It's more well-lived, I should say. It's more lived out. So you give people a promise and you give them
Take that
hope.
pressure away.
Yeah.
You know? It's awesome.
And I mean, the testimonies have been amazing. We're actually going to go to a short commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit more about the misconceptions, and then we're going to talk about some athletes that you've actually trained. I heard that you've treated some athletes. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that when we come back. Hang tight, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Max Health Chiropractic, located in the heart of Wellington, Florida, is the area's premier chiropractic office. Dr. Max Cohen and our highly skilled team want to be your natural healthcare provider. Everyone should be able to move, work, and play at their best, regardless of age. We offer a wide range of advanced chiropractic techniques and therapies to eliminate pain, enhance performance, and improve mobility and function. Set your appointment with Max Health Chiropractic today.
And we're back. So Dr. Max, I understand that you have athletes coming in to your office and people that have run marathons or training to do different things. How do you work with those people?
Yeah, we see high-level athletes to weekend warriors. In Wellington, we're actually considered the equestrian capital of the world. So we do see all types of families, patients, and athletes. And yeah, athletes benefit tremendously with preventative maintenance and chiropractic care, not just for the treatment of an injury, but also for the maintenance of their frame and their overall neurological function, so they can not only prevent future injury, but also perform at a much greater level.
Do you actually follow the athletes? Like, do you come to the events? I know
do.
at dance.
I love it. Yes,
You've
I have
adjusted
to.
people literally after their dance performances, right? After competitions.
Absolutely. I go to dance performances if that's the case.
You're like on the call.
I want
on
to
call.
see. I want to see the results of what we do. Yeah, the proof is in the pudding, and I like to be there.
So they paid you?
No, I just like to do it. This is what I do.
Can you tell us about one story of an athlete that's semi-famous?
Well, I'm not famous, but famous to me, you know,
Yeah.
famous to the people in my town, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Jennifer, she's a really special patient of mine. She was training for a long time. Well, actually, before her training, her journey started when she was trying to lose weight. And she had gained a lot of weight in her days, and she had aspired to, you know, just begin exercising. And she had followed one of her friends, Julie, at her school, who happens to train triathletes to run, bike, and swim. Well, I met Jennifer when she had hurt her back, but I got her back in action so that way she can actually go back to her training. Well, we got her to the point where then she was competing for an Ironman. Yeah, and
That's the big race, right? Is
huge.
That
Yeah, it's a full marathon. Biking, I forget how many miles. I'm gonna mess it all up, but it's
okay.
It's miles of swimming, more miles of running, and even more miles of biking. And it was harsh conditions. I mean, it was cold, it was windy, and to see Jennifer go through the journey of having thought that she was going to have back surgery. To be able to complete that process of training to compete in that Ironman was a real honor to see her do that.
So she never had to have the back surgery?
No. Well, I mean, she's going through some things right now, but actually, she went through that without any pain. She went through that with so much better function. And, you know, I'm helping her through her journey now with some other stuff that's going on, but that's the beauty of what we do.
Maybe she'll write about it. Maybe you'll be in her book. Yeah. You never know. You'll be famous
I'll be
again.
in your book.
You'll definitely be in my book.
All right.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll have to do some poetry about the art of chiropractic. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
That might be next.
Cool.
Maybe that'll be the next book. So, from babies to athletes to senior citizens, how do you differentiate if a situation should be handled through chiropractic or through surgery? Who makes that call?
Yeah, okay, so again, through our exam process, right, we're trained to go through orthopedic tests, which spot out red flags right there, okay? We can determine if something is predisposed to instability. You know, if we move something the wrong way, we have to know ahead of time, you know. Digital x-rays, we shoot digital x-rays on almost any patient that comes in our office with pain, okay? And if there's any motor dysfunction associated with that, we definitely encourage that. And yeah, the results of our exam really tell us if that patient is the right person in our office. And if it's not,
You tell them, right?
yeah, I want to be that person's lighthouse. You know,
Yeah.
if they're not the right person in the office for chiropractic per se, maybe a different kind of chiropractor, maybe a different type of therapist, or maybe a different type of doctor. We'll ripple that patient out to some of our medical partners in the community if we have to.
Oh, you would.
We
Yeah,
do that
because
all the
it's
time.
not like you're just trying to get business. You work alongside these people.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's wonderful. Because there are people that are like that they're just trying to get business, but you have a good heart and you lead people the right way. And so you have friends in the medical community that work alongside you?
Yep. I'll text if I have any questions. I'll shoot images and I'll send it over if I have a question. Building relationships with the medical community for me is essential in order to really help my patients. You know, it's important to have that component.
And I like that because, like I've said before about there's some people that, you know, they how should I say this? They concentrate on misconceptions and they think, oh, you're supposed to go to a doctor, you're not supposed to go to a chiropractor. They're not real doctors. So because you work with the medical community, that's a nice bridge.
Yeah.
That's a great send-off, a nice bridge, and a nice collaboration.
Yeah.
So, Dr. Max, did you want to talk about anything else? I know you've done some big projects at your office, helping out, and especially for the holidays.
Well, yeah, we just had our Patient Appreciation Day, and where we reduced the fee of our office visit, and we booked as many office visits as we could on that day as we could see.
I didn't get to come to that. I wanted to go to that.
And the patients knew why we were doing it. Patient Appreciation Day, where all of the money that we collected, 100% went to Kids Cancer Foundation, along with our annual donation that we raised. And so that was a project that we just finished a couple weeks ago.
I think we have a clip of that. No, that's it, right?
Yeah.
And Shen's in that picture,
There
too.
she is,
I love
yeah,
that picture.
right next to me.
And is that the place? Is that the Cancer Association in the background?
That's the Kids Cancer Foundation. And yeah, they're located in Royal Palm Beach. And if you look in that picture, you can see gingerbread men hanging from the ceiling. And,
Oh, yeah, I see them.
yeah, and those are actually patients of theirs that they see. You know?
That's wonderful.
When you go there, the people that work there are, like I always say, and I mean, they're angels on earth.
They are.
Yeah, and it's nonprofit, and all of the things and the wonderful things they do for people are 100% from the donations that they earn. And so that's why I'm really proud to help them out. I encourage churches, I encourage other businesses to get involved because these are kids in our local community. You know, they go to Wellington High School, the Wellington Landings, they're our next door neighbors, you know, and to see a family dealing with a child that has cancer and having to financially manage through that, it's troublesome. So, you know, the Kids Cancer Foundation comes in, they help the siblings, they help with tutoring, they help with placement of family members, housing, anything you can imagine, they help organize it all. And so I don't know, if our child ever had anything like that, I don't know what we would do without them. So
You would have a place like where you help
that's
out,
why
you
we're
would have
thankful for
that.
them,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah.
So hands help other hands, right? Helping hearts, helping hands.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. And how long have you been doing that? Since you started your practice?
Yeah, we've actually been in practice for 10 years. So for 10 years, we've been working, closely with the Kids Cancer Foundation.
Do you sponsor any of the kids?
Once in a while, we will.
Yeah.
We did one year. It was really, really fun to do that. Yeah, and yeah, we look forward to doing that again.
And they're like from little kids to like kids in high school?
Even kids in high school, you know, kids that are, you know, that are recovering through their treatment, and they were getting ready for prom, you know, and things like that. So Kids Cancer Foundation actually helps organize, you know, putting all that together for the kids. It's a lot of fun, and they do a lot of community events too. They just had a holiday event at the Life Church that we go to. And it was amazing. It was so cool to see everybody be involved in our local community and step forward and help raise money for them.
And is it very private? Like, because I know high schoolers, like, you know, my son is very private. It's not announced that they're getting help, and it's like private for them.
It's very private. Yeah, it's very private, and it's amazing. The camaraderie that they provide too for parents. They can sit down with other parents, other kids, you know, that are going through similar things, and yeah, it's amazing, and it's like I said, it's right next door to our office. It's in Royal Palm
I'm gonna have to go there one day to see that.
Let's go.
That's such a wonderful place.
I'll introduce you
and
to
the people,
Michelle.
I would love that. Yeah,
for sure.
The people sound like angels on earth, and especially during the holidays. And I'm so grateful that you do that and that you help people so much. And you must be like a huge part of their organization. You must have your picture there.
I have my name on one of the in one of their rooms. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
I love that. Do your kids visit there? Like, do they ever come to see what that's about?
Yeah, they come with us. Yep, every year they come with us to walk with our staff. When we took that picture, that was actually at their location, and our kids were in school at the time, but every year prior to that, they were with us.
Max, Dr. Max, I'm so happy that you came on the show again today. Every single time that you come on, I find other things to talk about, and you share with us the wonders of chiropractic.
Well, thank you,
And
Denise.
so I hope your holidays are so happy.
You too.
And I'll be coming in for a visit, for an adjustment next
Awesome.
week.
I look forward to it.
So do I. I need it. My back is killing me. But happy holidays to you. And next time you come on, we'll have even better things to talk about and more interesting things to talk. So thank you, Dr. Max. And I wanted to thank all of you guys for being a wonderful audience, for following me, for being supportive. And I wanted to remind you that whatever you do, make sure that you're working with your inner gypsy. Make sure that you're not just surviving, make sure that you're thriving. And that you're caring about yourself, because you have to care about yourself before you can care about other people. So make sure you're doing things that make you happy so you can make other people happy. I hope your holidays are wonderful and warm and kind and loving. And I will see you, I believe, on January 4th. So take care, everyone. Thank you so much for being part of Gypsy Soul. Have a good one. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to Gypsy Soul. Make sure to stop by next time for another enlightening show. A show that was produced by Ant Media Productions and hosted by Denise Marsh.